Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm so excited because I am going to share another law of attraction series type of video, and this one is about how to get motivated and stay motivated, accomplish your goals, and how to get everything in life that you absolutely want and more. So once I've started doing these, they've changed my life. I feel like I used to work so hard and nothing would ever happen, and now I feel like I still work really hard, but I feel like my goals are finally being met and finally being reached. So I want to share my tips that worked for me and give them to you. So first, what you want to do is you want to set a goal and visualize it. And what I do is I love to visualize my goals every night before bed. The reason I do this is that's because when I'm the calmest, I'm not by myself because my husband's next to me, but we're like in bed, we're going to sleep, and that's kind of how I put myself to sleep. I feel like when you're calmest and you're in a good space is when the universe, when God, when whoever you're praying to, wherever talking to, I feel like that's when they hear it the most. And I feel like that's when you're really just thinking the most and you're really just putting into perspective what you want and you're really focusing all your energy on it. So for me, that's my favorite time to really manifest or to just really visualize what I want and go into detail. Don't be afraid to literally look at every detail that you want. So say you want a new job, picture yourself driving to that job, picture yourself going to that job, getting coffee before, getting ready in the morning to go to that job, what your day would be like after that job, when you come home, imagine everything at all, the people you would meet there, what you would do day to day, just almost make a movie in your mind of what you want. So that's what I do when there's something that I really want to happen. I'll almost make my own little movie in my brain before I go to sleep, and then I go to sleep, and it's I believe that when you put that out there, it will come to you. So definitely visualization is such a huge technique, and that has definitely changed my life. My next step is to make a list of the goals you want to achieve and why you want to achieve them. The reason I say to add why you want to achieve them is because it'll truly put in perspective what you actually want and the things you think you want but you actually don't really want. So say you're oh, I want so-and-so car, but you already have a great car. Once you write it down and then you really think about why do I want this, you might realize you know what, I actually don't want this. I feel like I just wanted it because maybe it's the cool thing, maybe your friends are doing it, maybe you're pressured into it, but it's ultimately not what you want. So I think it's definitely important to write down the things you want and why, so then you can kind of X out the things you thought you wanted but you actually don't want, and then you can really put all your time and energy and focus into the things that you do want. So my next piece of advice would be to look at your list of the goals that you really actually want and desire the most, and then make smaller goals out of them. So one goal that I had was, I don't know, I pray that I can get to 20,000 subscribers or something on Instagram, and then I would tell myself, okay, I'm gonna get 20 followers today or something, make a smaller goal, and then once I hit that small goal, you want to keep baby stepping up to your big goal, so that every day you don't feel defeated and you don't have that huge picture in mind. When you have that huge picture in mind is when you, like I said, you feel defeated and you're you look at the negative. Oh my god, I didn't make my 5,000 subscriber mark, or I didn't make $50,000 this year, this month, or whatever. Say that's what you want to do. You want to make an extra $50,000 this year. Don't think of the end goal. Think of the small goals to get to that 50,000. So say I want to make $3,000 this week. I don't know. I'm just throwing out crazy numbers. I'm not very good at math. What you want to do is you want to break that down. So how do I get this $3,000 that I am desiring this week? And the more you break it down, the more easier you will find to reach that goal. And then you can look back in a year and look at all the goals that you set for yourself, and you'll find yourself you've accomplished way more than you could have ever dreamed possible, and you may have reached that extra $50,000 goals you thought you could never achieve. So definitely break them down, and then you won't, like I said, you won't beat yourself up if you don't end up reaching your $50,000 at the end of the year, but you end up reaching, I don't know, 40,000, you'll think, oh my God, look how far I've came. So I think it's definitely important to make sure you break them down into smaller goals that you want to accomplish. And then it'll give you more motivation to keep going and keep fighting and keep like hustling hard. You know what I'm saying? Definitely important to have a game plan, but you want to make sure that you allow room for changes. If something doesn't go the way you planned, it's okay. You just got to come up with a new strategy. And that's fine, because guess what? Life isn't supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to have its ups, its downs. That's what makes us stronger. So if something doesn't go your way and you're like, oh my God, I really wanted this job, that's okay, because put that aside. Maybe that wasn't meant to be. Maybe God or the universe, whatever, has an alternate path for you, and then you might 6 months down the line find another job where, oh my God, I couldn't imagine being in another job that isn't this. This is what I dreamed for. This is what I hoped for. So in your mind, you might have thought, I want plan A, but plan B might have ended up what works out for you, and you might love it even more than you could ever imagine. So definitely make room for changes. It's okay if things don't always go our way, because ultimately I think God or the universe, whatever, I think there is so much more of a bigger plan than we have for ourselves, and sometimes things don't go the way it's supposed to because something greater is supposed to happen. So there's always going to be days where you're like, I don't want to get out of bed, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. But on days like that is where I make sure I read inspirational quotes, I will watch inspirational videos, I sit down and read a book, I take care of myself, I love myself, I don't beat myself up, because that's going to help get me back into that headspace where I need to be to get back on track. Everybody has a setback, everybody wants to throw themselves a little pity party every now and again, and that's okay, but you just always want to make sure you get back on track. Where we go wrong is when we don't get back on track and we just let it take over our lives. So it's okay for that to happen. Just again, read an inspirational book. You just get back into that headspace, whatever it takes. Again, to stay motivated is take a look back at the list we made, I said in the beginning, about why you want what you want. That will constantly remind you, like, I'm gonna work so hard, I'm never gonna give up. If I fail, I'm gonna keep trying. And my biggest thing is when things don't go how I always expected them to, if something that I'm working so hard for doesn't work out, I just keep telling myself, the greatest people in life, like inventors, like the Apple guy, I always read stories about Oprah. Like Oprah was told she was like too ugly, to this, to that, to ever be on TV, and look at her, she like owns life now. She's like she's just a legend, and she was always like told no, and I constantly, whenever I'm feeling down, I look at videos of her telling her story, because I think it's so inspirational, and I feel like it's just a reminder that you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to win every fight. Like, you are one day, all it takes is one time for you to explode and just become everything you've been wishing for and dreaming of and more. Just takes one time. That's it. Any successful person will tell you you're gonna fail and fail and fail and fail, but all you have to do is keep getting up, and it's gonna take one time for everything to just fall into its natural place. And again, my last tip for staying motivated is to live in the present. Don't worry about tomorrow, don't worry about yesterday, worry about now and what you can make happen right now. So I hope this helps you guys, and let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you have any really cool tips too that help you stay on track, help you stay motivated, and I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon.